Good evening, everyone. My name is Nafisa Abdulaziz, and I'm a PTDF awardee for 2024. And I'm currently studying for an MSc in Petroleum Engineering here at Helotwat University in the UK. So, about me, I'm from Jigawa State, and I studied chemical engineering for my bachelor's. And then I worked as a process engineer for 2 years before I started doing my master's here in Helotwat University. My interview, I did it twice because I applied twice. I did once in 2023 and then again in 2024. And both of my interviews were done in Abuja on a Friday, actually, and they were all physical. So typically, each panel consists of three, mostly professors or maybe one person from industry, but it consists of three people, and then it is done in English. So when I went for the first one in 2023, I was taken to normally they have like different divisions for masters and PhD, and then each like course you are going for maybe um management sciences. So they divide everything, even engineering. So it's sort of each course has their own professors that are going to ask you questions. But luckily for me, I fell under the ones that were doing PhD. So when I went, I was asked to defend everything in my SOP. Like, okay, what I wanted to do, I had to explain the process. Even before I did it, like I have to explain, okay, this is the reason why I'm going. This is why I chose the course. And then in the course, this is what I want to learn. Why do I want to learn it? And then, okay, when I come back, because I remember one of them asking me that, okay, now, because then 2023, I was doing my service. So they were asking me that, okay, you're already working in an oil and gas company now. So, and if you are done serving and they decided to retain you, what will you do about it? So I told him that no, I don't want to work now. I just want to further my studies. So I had to like convince him that, okay, no, this is not what I want. This is the one I want to do now and all that. So also they asked me, okay, you said, because I said I wanted to do enhanced oil recovery. So they asked, okay, you want to do enhanced oil recovery. What is it exactly? And then I had to explain the different types and all that. So that's very important. You need to study your SOP very well. You need to know, okay, when you go and you come back, what do you want to do? How will it benefit them? And then your course also, what benefit does it have to the oil and gas industry? So luckily for me, since I did chemical engineering in my bachelor, so I could easily, I'm going to do petroleum, so it was easily relatable. So, but then I still had to explain and defend what I wanted to do. So the second time I went was a little bit different because the first one was more intense than the second one. The second one, the guy asked questions, but not too deep like the first people did. And also your membership is always important, your professional memberships, because I can remember them asking me in both of them, how many memberships do I have? And you have to present a proof. So for the first one, I had three, but then I applied for two others, but they were not out yet. So when he asked, I said three. He was like, is it only three? I said, okay, I applied for others. He was like, okay, show me proof. So once I showed him proof, he was like, okay. So it's important, even if you applied and then you haven't gotten the certificates ready, you can just let them know, okay, you have applied and it's not yet ready, but make sure you have a proof to back up what you're saying. Um, how I felt very nervous at first, but then once I started talking, like it was easier, and then I felt more confident in myself. So just make sure that you're confident in what you're going to say. Like, don't show that you're scared or anything. Just be confident and just say what you have to say. So my key challenges was the fact that they took me to a PhD setting, but then once I started talking, I just explain everything because I knew what I knew. So I was like, okay, it's fine. Anything they ask, I'll just answer. So I answered. And then it was challenging because I was already working and then I had to like prepare and then go and everything. So it's a little bit challenging, but it was fine. And everything was fine. And also make sure that you're always prayerful. Like I made sure I prayed about everything, every step of the way. I was praying, 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 praying. And things, I think they became easy for me, honestly. So one thing I did well, I was confident. I made sure I answered all their questions carefully. Don't rush. Anything they ask you, just calm down and just answer the questions that they're asking you. And also be respectful because I remember the second group that interviewed me, one of the lecturers from my school was part of, not the one that questioned me, but others. So he came and he was asking one lady from my own panel, and he was like, how did she do? She was like, and she did well, and she didn't argue. She said it was like she was very respectful and she didn't argue. So anything they ask you and you don't know, don't argue. Or even if you know and then you know they're just trying to, just don't argue. Just be like, okay. So what I did to prepare, I studied my SOP thoroughly. I did extensive research on my area. Like I made sure, okay, this is what I said I was going to do. So at least I had knowledge of what I wanted to do. Like how they just asked me unexpectedly and I was sure to answer because the way they asked me questions was as if I have already done it. But they will not care. Like you just have to know what you want to do and why you want to do it. So make sure you take your important documents, your SOP. For me, I printed 3 copies of my SOPs because both panels asked for hard copy for me. So, but it depends. The whole interview experience depends. Some people would get it easy, some will get it hard, some will ask, some will not ask. So just go because you don't know which panel you're going to fall under. So just be prepared. So you take a copy of SOPs, your academic certificates, your membership certificates, very important. And then any other documents that you need to take it. So my top rules, study your SOP. You need to be confident. Have all your documents ready. Make sure you take everything. And then go with your membership certificates and pray. Pray every step of the way. Top don'ts, make sure you don't argue and then don't be scared. So final words of encouragement, make sure you prepare well and be confident and be very prayerful and inshallah everything will come out fine. Inshallah. Thank you, everyone.